Did you know that every year thousands of workplace injuries take place which could have been prevented? In today's episode, we'd like to discuss the importance of health and safety culture, and how this can prevent those injuries as well as save you time and money. Hello and welcome back to my Safety Hub. This is our first short format video, and we'd like to hear your opinion as to whether you prefer this format, so please leave a comment in the section below. Additionally, we would like to thank Safety Wallet for sponsoring a section of this video. More about that later. Before we start, you might be wondering, what is a safety first culture? Safe work cultures are created by the collaboration between employers and employees alike, not only for themselves, but for other role players that play a role in the business as well. Through thinking the same way and taking action on those items that are important for health and safety to be effective, these role players can make sure that every employee has an opportunity to return home healthy and safe after work. Building a safety-first culture will result in a safer workplace, which naturally will result in fewer incidents and accidents taking place, which will heighten the levels of productivity. And in addition to that, will also provide your business with more time and money to do the things that are important to you. Let's have a look at where health and safety started in South Africa, so to better understand the progress we've made as an industry in the country. The concept of health and safety in the earlier 20th century was mainly focused on the mining industry. In this sector, unfortunately, many incidents and accidents were taking place due to a lack of legislation and standards being applied in those workplaces. One of these incidents, which took place, led to the death of 437 workers at the Coalbrook mine.
At the pit head of the Coalbrook colliery in South Africa, relatives wait for news of 440 men trapped below.
This incident, which took place in the 1960s, brought about a major turning point for the health and safety industry, as there was a heightened awareness for the need for health and safety regulations in certain workplaces. The 1970s brought about the establishment of the Department of Manpower, which was responsible for enforcing all health and safety legislation, which also means that employers had to now take this legislation more seriously. Let's jump forward a decade and we see the promulgation of the Machinery and Occupational Safety Act, along with accompanying regulations. This now ensured a more structured approach to health and safety in the workplace, further ensuring the safety of people at work. These changes to legislation brought about a proactive approach to health and safety at work, which also had an effect on the creation and maintenance of a health and safety culture, as well as a health and safety management system, which is a requirement for making sure that your health and safety program, your risk assessments, and all tasks and activities associated to those risk assessments are looked after accordingly. In the last 20 years, we've seen the biggest shift in the health and safety industry, with employers recognizing that a safe workplace will lead to higher levels of productivity, naturally having less incidents, but also having higher levels of employee morale. The health and safety industry has continued to evolve, emphasizing the importance of employee involvement, training, and continuous risk assessment to identify the necessary hazards and risks associated to the work that people are performing daily. Today, the South African industry is characterized by a holistic approach, recognizing the need for technology, commitment, and regulations to bring about a safe workplace. So why is this timeline so important? You would have noticed that there's been a major shift from mere compliance to health and safety legislation and standards towards looking after the well-being of employees at work. A safety-first culture recognizes that involving employees in safety processes, fostering open and clear communication, as well as creating a sense of community and responsibility, will all lead to safer outcomes for the business. Today's video was brought to you by Safety Wallet, a pioneering health and safety subscription service that's revolutionizing workplace safety. In today's fast-paced world, ensuring a safe and compliant work environment is more crucial than ever. That's where Safety Wallet steps in. With their innovative approach, they're not just about compliance, they're about creating a culture of safety. Imagine a system that rewards you for being safe. Safety Wallet does exactly that. By subscribing to their service, you get access to their comprehensive online health and safety management system, extensive training resources, and continuous monitoring tools to keep your workplace in top shape. So are you ready to transform your workplace and reap the rewards? Head over to Safety Wallet and join the movement towards a safer workplace for everybody. Now that we've had a look at the history of health and safety in South Africa, I feel it's important that we need to discuss the role of leadership in this regard. Health and safety leadership isn't only an option for businesses, it's a prerequisite for a successful health and safety management system. When company leaders prioritize health and safety decision making, they send a clear message to their employees that health and safety is important, and with this, that their well-being is important as well. Imagine CEOs actively taking part in health and safety training and discussions and making sure that health and safety decision-making is given priority. Such actions resonate deeply and set the tone for the entire organization, ingraining health and safety into the DNA of the organization as such, which leads to a safer workplace and again, to savings on time and money, as well as other resources, so that you can focus on the things that are important to you. The heart of any safety culture lies in the engagement and involvement of the company's employees. Taking a top-down approach merely doesn't do this. We have to allow the employees the opportunity to take part in safety discussions, the creation and setting up of risk assessments, actively taking part in committee discussions, and to further making sure that not only their safety but the people around them are looked after as well. Employers have to consider that taking a top-down strategy or allowing a bottom-up strategy isn't necessarily correct in either way. Rather, focusing on a strategy of collaboration and equal involvement for all parties involved would lead to a safety-first culture. So let's talk about some of the ways that we can improve employee engagement and morale. Starting with training. Health and safety training isn't merely an issue of compliance. Employees have to realize that the training that they contribute to or complete in the workplace aimed at health and safety forms part of the larger problem or challenge, and this is the risk assessment. For employees to be able to effectively report on the hazards and risks that they encounter, they need to fully understand those items that they've encountered on a daily basis, which means that they've got to recognize that the training that they're completing is an investment in their safety and their future. Completing health and safety training is one of the elements of communication, which is very important in terms of creating your safety-first culture. But we also have to consider the general communication that takes place on a daily basis. Setting the expectations for your employees and the conversations that we have and allowing them to contribute to these conversations will further build on the health and safety culture of your business. This in turn will create a sense of ownership with your employees and again, foster a safe work environment. Let's wrap up this video by talking about the type of environment that encourages safe acts in the workplace. Positive reinforcement is a potent force in shaping behavior. Recognizing safe behaviors and achievements goes beyond giving applause. It empowers the individual to become a safety ambassador, which further will empower other individuals to take part in the process and become safety ambassadors themselves. Imagine an employee receiving accolades for suggesting a safer process. This will encourage other employees to take part in such processes and making suggestions or reporting hazards and risks continually. Again, this comes back to creating a safety attitude. If we have the commitment from employees and we can create the belief with them that their actions and collaborations will lead to a safer workplace, a safety attitude will be fostered. Incentive programs and public recognition go a long way in creating collaboration from other employees. If one person receives recognition in the form of a gift card, per se, other employees may feel empowered to do the same due to them wanting to be recognized as well. This, again, goes back towards the acknowledgement that needs to be provided to employees for creating a safer workplace and being part of a larger system. Fostering employee involvement is critical, and that is something that we can never forget. But we must also remember that we can never push responsibility and accountability in terms of health and safety fully to our employees. Employers have a responsibility for providing their employees with the necessary tools for the right job, and to create the right environment for them to perform their tasks effectively. This also includes minor issues or issues that are very much overlooked, such as the ergonomics involved with your seating arrangements or the workspace that you're working in. If we create a safer workspace whilst fostering the collaboration and involvement of our employees, we will be creating a safer work culture. As we wrap up today's video, I'd like you to think about the following. Health and safety isn't only laws and legislation. It's a way of being, and therefore it's a way of life. If you want to create a safety culture, apply the strategies that we covered today. Take action in your workplace. Share these insights with your team, ignite conversations, and inspire change. If you enjoyed today's video, please feel free to hit the subscribe button for your weekly dose of health and safety. Also, please hit the like button and share the video, as this really helps the channel. Once again, a big thank you to Safety Wallet for sponsoring a segment of this video. If you'd like to make contact with Safety Wallet, please visit safetywallet.co.za. Stay safe, stay inspired, and until next time, take care.